Brian, why don't you tell us about the corner from Illinois, Xavier Scott?
Yeah, I think there's what's really interesting to me about when you talk about with Scott and how he plays, and I kind of felt like that this was a guy a little bit when you watched him. I like the fact that there was some versatility to him as a player. When I felt like he was really, really smart, and he might be one of these guys, Voch, that you play him in the slot, you can play him outside. He's 5'11", he's 190 pounds. I think he has a real good feel for how to play both. I think when you watch him play zone, you can see him playing leverage. You can see him playing with some anticipation. This is one of those guys that tends to bait the quarterback in the way he plays. So that's one of those things where you got to be careful, because if you watch him in some of these games, they get him on the out routes. They start getting him because he'll play off, and he's baiting to try and make you make a throw. Yeah. And I think that's something that he has to be a little bit careful about. But man, this is a physical guy, and when you watch him play press, he could shock you at the line of scrimmage with his hands. He could stay in phase. I think he has some twitchiness to his game as well in that short area and in places like that. But you got to be, like I say, you got to be a little bit careful, with this guy, because again, all the baiting that he's doing, you see some throws that are made on him, but you also see him like drop off coverage and then go help, or drop to go make a play. He's got a feel for that kind of a game when you look at him. So I like this guy. I just wasn't sure, really, like I say, for a twitchy guy, you mentioned this, how fast is this guy really going to run for you? We'll see out here at the combine if in fact we do get a speed on Xavier Scott. But when you start to talk about ball skills and how smart he is and baiting and all that, he's got a really good feel for how to play the position.
And Brian, those are the kind of dudes I like, man. You know me.
Yeah.
You know me. So I naturally have him higher than Lee from A&M. I'm kind of conflicted about how I feel about Scott versus Neal and Pons. I mean, I'll be figuring out my round 4 board as we go. But Brian, you said it best. I think he's going to be best at off man and zone. Sticky coverage, make plays on the ball. I found that was impressive, Brian. I think he's a guy that's going to be moved around a bunch. You know what I'm saying? Like if he goes to some coach that's creative in that way, then they can move him around. I was really impressive. I was really impressed at him, like tackling, Brian. Like he's an aggressive tackler, which is different than big ass Will Lee having the people ankles and stuff. You know what I mean? Just as a rundown guy, like this, that almost made me bump him up to the third round. You know what I'm saying? But I got a bunch of guys in the third round. The only thing that I was kind of worried about, Brian, is maybe he could be over aggressive. You know what I'm saying? But and maybe he just need to see it better and then attack. I don't know. I mean, that's on him. But he does a decent job seeing it. Sometimes I saw him, kind of get a little. I'm gonna attack this so much that the play
overrun it,
overrun the play all the time. He does that sometimes. I want to see how he's going to test though, Brian. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he's moving at a decent speed, but I want to know how he runs and how he turns versus some of his peers. Now when you off man, Brian, it's different techniques you can use. The league is kind of not gone away from it, but they don't require everybody to be a good backpedaler. You know what I'm saying? Back in your day, backpedaling was a humongous deal. Can you backpedal then turn? Like a lot of those guys play half, like they'll turn now. Like if you playing zone mostly, they'll just kind of turn towards whatever zone that they're working to. So backpedaling and being able to turn isn't that important if you're not playing man stuff. Sometimes, but that's gonna obviously keep some teams from looking at them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you mentioned that, but the pedal and just immediately open and play sideways. We saw that with our guy at Florida. Is that Moore? you see him like at the snap, he's square and then he turns and he just starts running sideways.
Yeah.
So you see guys play, and we're seeing a lot more of that. Get up on a guy and then turn and bail.
Yeah.
But run sideways while you're doing it. So it's a talent to have, but you'd like him to be more balanced and more pedal and stay in faith. I think he could do those things, but the turning and going is something we're definitely going to have to see.
Yeah, 100%, Brian. But I got him in the fourth. He'll be higher in the fourth than Lee is, and hey, man, Lee might be less than that. I don't know. We'll see. But that's just kind of where I have him right now. We'll watch some more corners, figure this thing out.